if you're not at least striving for excellence, you're doing something wrong. You might not achieve it, but you have to at least spend your life trying to be really good at what you do. In the process, really working hard and questioning yourself and changing directions if you have to, becoming someone else overnight. I feel like most people don't know what's important to them until they're doing something and something clicks. I always went through life just enjoying things, becoming a biologist or interacting and doing experiments with turtles, or, doing a chart with all the different leaves that are found in botanical gardens at school. Within those words that are found in the Guru Granth Sahib is almost boundless. And I didn't know this. So when I approached Gurbani, I was mostly very afraid. And I didn't know, it was so afraid that I didn't even know if I was going to touch it and turn the page the right way. I thought there was a way to do that. So it's just something, because not knowing much and not interacting enough. So when I did approach Gurbani for the first time, when it came to figuring out what's in it, what does it talk about? Most people would eventually mention to me, or mention in general, even at the Gurdwara, about how, the Guru wants you to do this, the Guru wants you to be like this, the Guru says this and that. So I was like, oh, I'm sure there's just a list of things that in there that I should just follow, and I'll learn what's in there. But what I found out that actually Gurbani talks about everything. And for me, it clicked in a second because it talked about things that I could relate to. So whether it was birds, or whether it was, plants, or water, or the earth, the sky, even as far as, Gurbani talks about how the habitat of certain birds and their habits and the way they live is used as examples in the way that Gurbani wants us to understand a topic. One of my favorite birds always has been the peacock. And I thought, what does Gurbani say about the peacock? I wonder if anything, right? And I just looked it up, and there was so much said about it. I think it's one of the more popular birds in Gurbani. And I was blown away because I didn't realize that Gurbani talked about these normal things that, I might have seen in my bird watching class or something like that. So all of a sudden, my own experience and what Gurbani talked about kind of fit together, and it made sense. And it wasn't something that I couldn't connect to because I couldn't make it relevant to my life today. Just because I think I like painting these natural forms. Nature in general depicts so much symmetry and so much order, but we walk by it all the time. We don't notice it. So to be able to, when you're painting a flower, or when you're painting a leaf, and to understand that everything is actually in order and everything is done so perfectly that it makes you question who, there is some divine involvement in, say, the veins of a leaf go, or something, or the amount of petals on a flower, and how it's, that geometric order is there. So that always would be that was just something that I was curious to figure out, how does that all work? But then knowing that the divine power I believed in, or I was motivated by, also talked about these flowers, talked about these birds, leaves, trees, and all, not just, one aspect of them. For example, the lotus, when it's mentioned, Gurbani talks about not just the lotus, but also things surrounding the lotus, the mud surrounding the lotus, the frog, the buds, the birds around it. It was easier to visualize what was being said, because I could visualize a lotus, I could visualize a frog. So I think I was just cheating in a way, trying to understand Gurbani. I was able to visualize it, understand it, rather than understand the words first.